In order to have an enabling environment for sustainable enterprises in Zambia, it calls for the strengthening of the institutions and governance systems which nurture those specific enterprises. Sweden aims to highlight the potential of entrepreneurship for both countries' economic and social development, with a special focus on enhancing businesses. For more, we are joined by Henrik Selen, who is a director at the Swedish Institute. Henrik, thank you so much for making the time to join us. This is a three-day conference, and now you're into its second day. What has come out of the conference, and more importantly, what is this exactly about?
This is a conference very much about cooperation, co-working, collaboration between Zambian and Swedish entrepreneurs, business catalysts, and also, of course, like myself, representing a government agency trying to promote relationships between Zambia and Sweden. So far, our conference, I would say, has started off very well yesterday by establishing a platform of good trust between the participants in the room. I should also say that this is final expression of a long process that started almost a year ago, where our embassy, together with us, identified and started a dialogue with identified individuals in Zambia.
Henrik, this is Nozipo now. Understanding, of course, this is also Global Entrepreneurship Week this week, and a lot of focus on growing the pool of entrepreneurs across Africa. How does this program contribute to that very objective?
Well, basically, the demand for this conference came about from a wish from several ambassadors, Swedish ambassadors in the region, to take a fresh look at Africa and perhaps look less at the problems facing these countries and more on the actual assets available in these countries, and perhaps most importantly, the human resources available. So what we do here is to try to take in existing entrepreneurship and try to help support those entrepreneurs to take the next step to make their businesses economically and viable and sustainable in the long run. We do this through collaborative measures that, as I said, have been going on for quite some time. And the idea of this conference, which is, I dare to say, slightly innovative, is to try to do real business in the conference rooms. So going on as we speak are talks about real concrete business plans for Zambian entrepreneurs to be taken off as we speak.
Henrik, it's Dumisho here again. Are there similarities between, when you have businesses operating in Sweden and those operating in Zambia? And is it practical to apply a Swedish solution to an African problem?
I would say that it's probably not possible to apply Swedish solutions, and that is something we try to avoid talking about also when we have our talks. So that is why we also have spent quite a lot of time in preparing this conference, in making sure that we understand the issues that are of relevance to entrepreneurs in Zambia today. And we have also been very clear about trying to share not perhaps the solutions that we have, but the way we came about to reaching our solutions, the processes that made our country go from 100 years ago, a very poor nation in Europe, to where we are today, a nation which has built a lot of our success on entrepreneurship, on innovation, and not least, of course, in the latest years, focusing very much, we have done in Sweden, on ICT solutions to innovation, which is also obvious to us when we come here that area, those tools are very relevant to the entrepreneurs of today here in Zambia.
Henrik, one of the things that really stuck out for me as really interesting is this gender smart approach to business. How exactly are you putting women at the epicenter of small and medium-sized businesses?
We have come to learn over the years in Sweden that, this is a process that has taken some time, that any country cannot afford to have half of its population outside of the workforce. So for pure economic reasons, it has been a good and a necessary process to integrate women into the labor market. Of course, also for pure reasons of equality and same opportunities. So what we tried to do is to promote that and to promote ways of, again, how did we make that happen in our country. It's obvious to us that there are plenty of young female entrepreneurs also in this region and in Zambia. We heard today in the conference that there are some who feel that their opportunities are a little bit, or their possibilities are a little bit tougher than their male counterparts.
Henrik, you mentioned we just touched on women in that in that specific context, but another area of focus for you is ICT. Taking into account what we've been speaking about, can you give us an example of tangible progress that has been made through these programs?
Well, as I said, ICT is a very important tool for any entrepreneur. You don't necessarily have to be an entrepreneur within the IT scene. Even if you're an entrepreneur within rural development or health, we have seen plenty of examples during the conference where using mobile telephony and developing applications for mobile telephony that actually tailors the needs of business needs and social needs in the regions of Zambia. And we have seen examples of how such applications, the development of new applications, could actually happen. They do happen already, but this conference tries to take a look at how they can be developed even further.
Right.